10 minutes in. Okay, Brother Ambi's pick up the spirit straight. He's starting the
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Brother Ambi. How are you? Brother Ambi, can you hear me okay?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Good evening, Sister Pauline. We are starting immediately.
Okay, can you can you put the recording on, please? Because you've only got the live streaming on.
I'm going to put the recording now.
Sorry?
I'm going to put the recording now. In the meantime, just do the housekeeping.
Okay, sir.
And then.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Greetings and welcome to each and every one. Greetings and welcome to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are tuning in from. Glad you could be here with us for another evening. Everyone is currently on mute. Please stay on mute while the presentation is being going on. Should you, if we have time for Q&As after, please put your hands up and we will come to you as soon as we possibly can and do our endeavors to answer your question. If there's any persistent offenders that keeps unmuting themselves while the presentation is going on, they will be put in the waiting room and they could be missing out on vital information. So let us respect our leaders, our managers that has worked tirelessly to give us or to introduce us to what we have. So let's respect them and get an opportunity to speak, and anyone that's participating an opportunity to speak. So with that said, Brother Ambi, it's over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the housekeeping, Sister Pauline. And thank you all for joining this evening. I see some people are joining a bit late, but we are going to have a really, really interesting evening. Thank you, everyone, for the work you are doing out there. We do not take it for granted. We actually notice and we see your efforts, and we appreciate your efforts for the benefit of the entire community. Today, we are just going to continue from what we did yesterday, and we'll take it a step further so that everyone can understand where they sit in the entire structure within the countries and the global structure. And in addition to that, we would also share with everyone the processes that we have put in place to ensure that the requests for emails would be organized and coordinated in a way that does not bring confusion for the team that is in place, supporting and making sure that the emails are created and delivered to the rightful owners every single day. So we are going to look at, first of all, how the country structures are going to look like and how it's going to be presented on the system. So when you, when you are an agent, when you are a representative of in a specific area within the community, there's a specific access that you have, which gives you certain rights. And we're going to talk briefly about that. Hopefully between today and tomorrow, we'll complete the entire system for everybody, and then we'll go into the system itself and share that with everyone. Yesterday, we spoke about the social income model, because a number of people, especially some of the new people, have kept on asking during the daily briefing, how does it work? How does it work? So we went through it yesterday. What we are now putting in place enhances that social income model, because the work you do as an agent, the work you do wherever you are placed, wherever you are within your country, would cascade down to the revenue that you would make in line with the social income model we shared yesterday. So before we actually get to those, we left off yesterday with 3 people who had questions, but we did not deal with them. Is Gilbert in the house today? Okay, I don't see him. I've checked, he's not there. Is Vincent Okoro is in the house today? And there was one other person. I don't see Vincent.
Brother Ambi, I was given 3 names: Brother Gilbert, Ambassador Jasmine, and Tatena.
Tatenda.
Yeah, Tatenda. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I thought Vincent was one of them. It was Ambassador Jasmine Rowe. It was Gilbert, and then Vincent and Tatenda. Yeah. So it made it 4 because one of them came in after we were just about to close. Okay, so let's just take Tatenda, and then after Tatenda, we would go into the 2 items that I spoke about earlier. Tatenda, you have the floor. We couldn't take your question yesterday.
Good evening to everyone in the house. Good evening to you, our leaders. I understand the issue of the verification emails is being resolved. So my question is, there are some people who tried to register on Transact and they did not get their verification links. So after the issue is resolved, do the people have to restart the registration process, or it will be automatic that they will get their verification email links? That's my question number 1.
Do you have only that question, or you have another one?
I think for now, that's the only question I have.
Okay. So what will happen is that for anybody who has not received verification links, we are still busy in the back to investigating what the issues are. It's been a bit of a headache for us over the last few days. It's not clear why the verification links are not going through yet, but there's some light at the end of the tunnel. We are hopeful that, maybe between today and tomorrow, all of that will be sorted. What will happen is that for anyone who did not get a verification link, it's actually not automatic. Okay, it's not automatic.
Okay.
The system is not going to go back and resend, except it's a mail that, except the verification is being, it's trying to send as the system does all the time. But at some point it stops. Okay. So what will happen? What will happen is that anyone who has not received a verification link would need to open a ticket, and from the support team, we will trigger a verification for them. Okay, so that they can get it as an email.
Okay.
We know that it could go into a few thousand people, but for everyone who needs a verification, after when the system, when all of that is sorted, we would have to trigger a new verification link for them, and they will receive it in their email.
All right. Okay, that's clear.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That we had a Nokia C1. I think that he's actually dropped off now, or he or she's actually dropped off now. Yeah, he's actually dropped off. So the next one is Pamela. Yes.
As I said, no, Pamela, hold on. As I said,
Okay.
we're going to deal only with attender. The rest
Okay.
of the questions, we'll deal with them at the end. Let's focus on
Okay.
the matters of the day.
Okay.
If
Fine.
Gilbert was here, because we dealt with Pamela yesterday, she probably has a new query for today. So if Gilbert was here and Ambassador Jasmine Rowe and Vincent would have taken them, but I don't see any of them.
Okay.
So
Fine.
let's go. Dr. Linus, good evening. You are on mute.
Oh, sorry, I'm on mute. Yes, good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this session. Apologies, I missed a couple of sessions, but we are here today. Now, the issue that was highlighted earlier on, we are taking that extremely seriously, and we're working tirelessly in the background to make sure that everything is working back as smoothly as possible. We're not going to stop at anything. If we need to get new solutions in place to make sure that everything is working like clockwork, then that's what we'll have to do. There is a lot at stake in the sense that we need to reach out to millions of people. We need to get every household on board, and we need to connect the continent and the diaspora. I mean, that's the scale of the endeavor, and we will not stop at looking at the most appropriate solutions to enable us to achieve that. Just rest completely assured that we're working very hard in the background to make sure that whatever challenges we are having are just challenges which of course must be addressed. We actually on Connect, I have to say that, and thanks to Sister Pauline and Peter Mutuku. Is Peter here? I don't see Peter.
No,
but
he's not.
After the session on Friday,
he's not here today.
He's not here today.
No.
We spent quite a lot of time just trying to understand the experience of registering from somewhere like Uganda, because Peter is out in Uganda. And, it was quite an eye-opening experience in terms of the challenges he was clearly having. And so we made some changes. Sister Pauline, do you want to go through the process very quickly to just show people how easy it is now to register on Connect and get a verification email? I know that's not tabled, but if you are comfortable to spend 5 minutes to go through that, then it would help.
I don't mind. It's entirely, you can talk us through it, and I will just do the maneuvering. Yeah,
I mean, the idea now is that, as you know, Connect is like the reception area in all the services that you would need to access. And so we want people to be able to come in very quickly and get their keys, so that with their keys, they can keep their house in order. What I mean by that is, now you simply provide an email address, a username, and a password, and your account should be verified.
So would you like me to share my screen now, sir?
Very quickly. Please, let's do that. Let's walk through that process. And we would make drastic changes if we have to over the coming days. So please just be patient.
Can everyone see my screen? Please confirm.
Yes, I can see from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you, Sister Pauline, if you open your two tabs at once, the email to see the verifications coming in, and the Connect.
Yes.
All right. So that's my Connect.
Yes.
And there's my mailbox. Okay.
Wonderful.
So on Connect, you will go to create Connect account. So do you want to talk us through it, Dr. Lamington, as if you was instructing someone?
Just go for it, Sister Pauline.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So all you would do here is write your username. So we have one called Tess. Okay. Let me move some things out of the way here. test, and you would write your email address in here, which is test. As you can see, I was having to go earlier on, yeah, and the password, whatever password you choose, okay, and then you would click the word register. Okay. So as you can see, my little screen is going around here. Now, it says I've already got an account. So if you go to your inbox, for those who has an inbox, you should receive an email. Let me sign in here. Okay.
Now it said you already have an account because you were logged in
Yeah,
and trying to register at the same time.
Yeah, I thought I'd logged out. So
if you go back there and just log out, and then let's give it one more shot.
Okay, so let me make sure that I'm logged out here, because I thought I was logged out. I didn't remember logging back in, if I was going to be honest. So let me log out. Right, so I'm out. So connect. You're typing what you normally type in, yeah, which is connect.swiffin.com in your search engine. It will take you to this page. It will take you to this page. You click on connect account. Okay, you put your username in. As I've said, I've already had to go at this. Test. Email address. Okay, and my password. And register. Okay, it says waiting for Swiffin to connect, so hopefully we get through. It should go through. So what
yes,
you do,
you can already switch to that and just refresh. Right. As soon as it goes through, you should obviously get the email.
Right, there you go. Please activate your account. Right, so you click on that to open it up. Please click here to verify your email address. So you click here. Yeah, and as you can see, it's going around. Okay. So while it's doing whatever it's doing on this tab here, I go back to my inbox. Refresh. As you can see, it's loading. Hopefully I haven't got a connection issue here, but it couldn't be reached. So let me refresh this. That's taken long. So let me see if I can. There it is. It's actually done it. Yeah. As you can see, I now have a Connect account called Tess. Okay. If you go back to your inbox and refresh, you should get 2 more boxes that comes up to actually tells you your account has been created. Dr. Linus, I don't know. Oh, it's come up with PM here. That's on the mail. But for some of you can see here that this account, the test account on Connect, has been created. There should be another email that comes through here. Is there a reason why it's not come through, Dr. Linus? When we tested it today, this is not what happened. Okay, let's
try one more time. Just 1 second.
Okay.
So let's remove that test account. You can just log out on the left-hand side there. Let me see. Just very quickly. I just need to find.
Let me log out of everything here. Okay, so let me go back into this one here and go into my mailbox.
Text. Just 1 second. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
checking.
okay. I'm just doing something here myself. Have you
It
deleted?
was
have-
clearly created
Yes, it
as
was.
part of the test process. Should I remove it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Have you removed it?
Yes, it's been removed. So just go back to that screen again. Let's see.
Right, so this screen here, which is your Connect account, I've not logged into anything. So I'm going to create the account again.
Obviously, make sure when you're doing this, make sure you're not logged in.
Yeah,
If you have multiple browser windows open, you may be logged out of one and still be logged in another. That can cause problems.
so this is now cooking. I need to get to where I can get to my mailbox. Oh, come on, stop messing around. He doesn't like that. Why is he doing this? I don't like this.
It's not allowing you to scroll down.
No, it's being a pain in the neck. That's okay. It happens sometimes.
Do you want me to share my screen and do it, or?
Well, you can share your screen, but there is no reason why it's not that it's not allowing me. It's just getting in the way, and it's just coming. I think that's why. I think I've worked out why, because there's a break.
All right. Okay.
And it's showing me that funny screen again, but okay.
Refresh. Let's see.
If you do get a screen like this, okay, it should not be, do not concern, because if you scroll down, it should still give you the option to log in. Okay. As you can see, there it is. Okay. Please activate your account. So I'll click here and click here to activate. Please verify, click here to verify your email address, which I've done. You can see it's circles going around at the top.
Let's wait and see what happens.
Okay. It has been created. There you go. There you go. As you can see, it's been created. Okay. Now, if I go back to my inbox, there you go. You've got another email that's just come in, and it actually states your account has been activated successfully. So that is the second email that you would receive. Okay, to confirm that your account has been activated successfully. And then you receive a third email, which is your welcome email. Dear Tess, thanks for creating your account on Swift Connect. Your username is whatever your username. In my case, it's Test. You can access your account. You can access your account areas to view orders, change your password, and more at. And it's giving you the address. Looks forward to seeing you soon. So those are the emails. Those are the emails you will receive going forward. the way that the platform is now being restructured too. I don't know if
if you just refresh, just right click and click on, and okay, yeah, that's fine. You refresh, and I think it should. This is
yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right. The other thing is, while the developers are working on this, they have had to make some changes to some folders and things like that. So you may see that either some images or pictures are not there at the moment. But let's wait and see.
Right.
As they complete the exercise.
Right. Once you have created your account, because remember, all you did was put your username, your email address, and your password in. So basically, we've still got no information about you. You still need to go into About. You click on Edit, and you put your first name in. I'm just going to do it as it is, because we're going to delete this, right, Dr. Linus?
That's correct, yes.
Right, so, and please, when you do this, be very mindful that this has to agree with your other account name. So that is your Swifin account, your Connect account, and your Transact account. Okay, because if you swap and change your names around and you do a transaction, your transaction could be denied. All right, so it's important. Although it's asking for my first name, if I want to, I could put my middle name here. So it's a case of
we have with Sister Pauline, it's good you mentioned that. I think if you scroll all the way down, I recall there should be a middle name.
Oh yes, he's added it at the bottom here. There you go. See, they've updated the system. Okay,
but that just needs to go to the top. It's fine.
Yeah, that needs to go further up, Dr. Linus. Okay, so then you got your last name. Last name. And save. Yeah. Country. So as you know, anything with a red asterisk, it is compulsory for you to complete. Okay. Compulsory. Right. So I'm in the country, the UK. I don't know if it's UK or England. They've got it down here as, was it UK?
UK, you can just type UK and see what comes up.
There you go, United Kingdom, and you save. Okay. City. Actually, I'm in Kent. And save. Yeah. Or tell us about it. So I tell it up to you. National ID, passport. Yeah, you can put that in. You can tell us about it. Yeah. My birthday, which I'm 21. I'm not telling the truth there, but I'm just saying that out loud. As you see, it says this field is required. Okay, so I'm just going to pick a day, any day. It's not true. And save. Okay, my gender, once again, you edit, female. Save. You can say a bit about yourself. 5'11" inches, and save. Yes, I'm a tall lady. Yeah. Your Swifin ID, enter your Swifin ID here. It is important you enter your Swifin ID here. Okay, but as you can see, it does not have an asterisk. Yeah, but I would say enter it. Okay, my username, which is in this case, it was test, and save. Okay, your profile link. Now, this is very important, and a lot of people are still getting it wrong. Okay, this avatar, they call it. Yeah, as you can see, when I go on there, you can see it comes up with my profile. I know that I'm using a laptop, but you can still share it if you are doing it from a mobile phone. It says copy link address. Okay, so I copy that link address and then place that in, where is it? My profile link. You edit and you paste it in here. This is important because if I click on that and I save it, if I click on that, that will then take me back to my profile. If I was checking out your Swifting account and I click on that, it's supposed to take me to your Connect account. So they're all interlinked. It's important. And once again, my middle name, let's just put D for now. Yeah, and save. Or have I got to put a bit more? Yeah, okay. So as you can see, my thing is 76% complete. Okay. And it could request up here, it says it has to be 70%. So I've passed the mark. Okay. But
there's one required field that is missing.
Yeah, which is this one. The national ID card or passport number.
Mobile number, I believe, down.
Sorry?
Mobile number.
Oh, I didn't put my mobile number in. Oh, sorry.
So just put any number there for now.
+44 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Save. Okay. I'm 84% complete now. Yeah, and I'm sure if I put an ID card in, I will be 100%. So just edit, passport number, save. Okay, so as you can see now, I'm 92% complete. So that's fine. That's fine. The most important information is there, and I'm more than 70% complete. Yeah, the only thing missing here is my Swifting number. So I can put my Swifting number and save. There you go. I am 100% complete because I have no lines. Okay. That is basically how it is. And as I said, on your mailbox, you will receive three emails. One is to verify your email address. Once you click that one there, I just want to show you again, you click here to verify your email. You would then receive 2 more emails. The first one telling you that your account has been successfully activated, and then you will receive the third one, which is your welcome letter, your welcome email. These are the 3 emails that you will receive. Thank you, Dr. Linus. I don't know if you want me to do anything else.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
I'll stop sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Dr. Linus.
Brother Mb can carry on. Have we lost him?
Brother Mb, I'm not sure. I'll check. No, he is still there. Brother Mb, we cannot hear you, although you've unmuted. But
I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
yeah, you're choppy. Brother Mb, you're very choppy.
While Brother Mb is connecting,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're floating in and out. So I'm not sure if it's your earpiece that you're currently using, but you're floating in and out, so we can't hear you
Can you
fluently.
hear me?
Go ahead, Brother Mb.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Can we just share? Can we just share the concept structure and then the Excel sheet as well? I hope you guys can hear me.
Right, he was
Brother
saying.
Mb, you want me to share that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me share my screen.
So
And
structure and the Excel sheet. Excel sheet, we need them to come in once a week with orders for use. So we're going to share it, and that would come from the agent structure that we're going to show.
so because Brodambi's audio is difficult, so this is really the overall structure. Remember, we have the mailbox service, we have the connect service, the account service, and transact. Now, under account is really, they're all important, but account is where your social income sits because it has the engine to actually distribute in real time. And so remember, we were talking about different types of account tiers. And today, some people are on the starter tier. There is the individual plan with a slightly increased transaction limit. This was imposed to protect people's Lumi so that other people don't gain access to other people's accounts and transfer Lumi out. So once your account is verified on Transact and you have your KYC approved, you can submit a ticket and then that limit can be removed. Then we know that the account actually belongs to you and you can have a higher daily transaction limit without any problem. And then we have the business tier. The business tier, of course, would have different account types or different types of businesses in it. And ideally, you can have the unincorporated businesses, which we just simply call here uninc. The reality is that the vast majority of small businesses on the continent are either sole traders or sole proprietors who may or may not be formally registered as organized businesses or incorporated entities. And then the alternative to that is that you have an incorporated business. Depending on the legal structure, it may be different in different countries. So if you were looking for the KYC for an incorporated business, then you would need to see the incorporation documents, the certificate of incorporation and others. For an unincorporated business, we just want to identify the individual that's behind it. And then, of course, you have states and kingdoms. These are the different account types that may fall under this business structure. Now, what we have done is that in terms of having support across the entire agent structure within the global structure itself, we have this different types or categories of agents. Here we have our global leaders who will fall within that. And then if you go into any particular country, there will be a national leader who would be taking charge of what is going on in that country. And then in a specific country, you have a zone. A zone might be composed of a number of different large areas. For example, in Nigeria, a zone will be made of a number of states, for example. And then you might have a region. And a region, we anticipate that a region could be a state, it could be a province, it could be a county or a city, depending on the size and depending on where it is and how it is classed in terms of its administrative structure. And then you have the local area. The local area there would be like the district or the municipality or town or village, for example. And so the idea is simply that if we have somebody in a local village somewhere, that there should be somebody we know who can be contacted to find out exactly what is going on in that village. And that's why this global structure is so important, so that we have the kind of reach into every household that is necessary in order to deliver the promise of both inclusive access and a common instrument of exchanging value using the Lumi. Okay. Now, of course, once everybody has access, then we can all be transacting with complete local currency experience by transferring our Lumi into Transact so that we can start really effectively trading. But remember, when we had our opening session this year, we said the drive really is to get the numbers up, to get into the households, to get into the different countries with an organized structure to help support people locally where they are. And I recall last week, there was a demand that perhaps these sessions should be held in languages that people can understand in the areas or communities where they are. And it is also the case that one can expect that national agents or global leaders can have their own briefing session where they brief national leaders, and national leaders can take that into the zones, and the zones into the regions, and the regions into every local community where we are. So you realize that here, for example, we are 30 of us, and frequently many of us join these sessions. But there are, of course, many meetings and many organized communities that are going on in various parts of the world. Now, Jamaica is a case in point. They're so organized. They have the Jamaica Lumineers, for example, where they have actually mapped out this structure already, and they've got it down to the T with somebody representing each and every local area within Jamaica. That's why when you look at the map of Jamaica on our little video, it's completely covered, and they are resuming that effort and the drive to make sure that that movement actually intensifies to get this. So, Brother Mbi, I hope that explains it in terms of the structure and where we hope to, once we have those lists, what that means is that those who are supposed to be sitting here, their names and their SWIFT ID would be put into a particular bucket, which ties them into this particular account type with a description saying that they are a global leader. So at the quick click of a button, we can sort of find people even down to the local community or the local village. Our support team is already doing this in terms of the fact that you just need to provide your name, and at the moment they type that in, it should come up, and it shouldn't matter whether we have 5 billion people or 10 billion people or whatever it is. Okay, it really shouldn't matter. The objective is that we should get everyone, and we should have the prerequisite infrastructure to support it and make it very easily and seamlessly accessible for everyone. So that is what it takes for us to achieve our two goals: get everybody involved, get everybody connected, and then get everybody using the singular instrument of exchanging value, which is the Lumi. And of course, people ask questions, how do we trade? Imagine that you have some money in your hand in paper form. How you trade? Of course, you go to the local market, you give somebody your money, they give you a product or service. But by ensuring that everybody has access to this digital Lumi, which can be exchanged instantly, not just with your neighbor, and that is a limitation of cash, but you can now exchange it with somebody either in the same town, in the same city, in the same county or province or state, and even in different countries around the world. That's why that is so powerful in terms of it being a tool that we can use to begin to drive trade and empower a generation of people to participate in the real economy. Brother Mbi, anything else I should add if you can hear?
I can hear. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to display the spreadsheet now, and you can talk through it. Is there any question on this, or is it?
So basically, no. So I think before we go past this stage, what we would do is, we are hoping that by tomorrow this will be set up already. We started the process on the system. So when it's set up, we are going to also come and show everyone in the community how it is. The reason we want to do that is so that somebody who is not an agent should not go out in the community and say that they are an agent, and the members of our community do not know them. Okay? And we would give, each level of, each agent level as is displayed there has specific responsibilities and a specific type of access. And we would share that with everyone once we set it up. possibly tomorrow. We can go to the Excel sheet now. I hope my voice is not cracking anymore.
Yeah, this has already been set up on account. What we need to do is get the country lists and put people into the various buckets. And that's what we need to do. And as each country prepares itself and organizes itself, they would fit into that structure. Okay. So let me try and find a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet. Just bear with me. That's just an example as it relates to the provision of emails. Let me try and see if I can open a blank one. Okay, we can talk through this one. So the idea is that when you receive this, and we want to organize this at national level, so the national leader would coordinate this and make sure that everybody from the regions, from the villages would submit their list, and that can then be aggregated in a format that looks like this. So when this reaches the processing team, they will hear, if somebody already has a SWIFT ID, then we would expect the SWIFT ID to be put there, okay? That should be, of course, the 16-digit number that everybody has. And then the first name, James, okay? And then the second name, Okoro, for example. And that's all they have to provide. Now, when they do this, the spreadsheet itself works out the format, so you can immediately tell the person what their email address would be like based on their first name and their last name. Now, where there are two names that match, and it's of course very difficult to say this because at the time you're doing this in one part of the town, there could be somebody in another part of town or another province that has the same names. And so where somebody's ID shows that they have a first name and a last name, then let's say in the case of James Okoro, if James Okoro is actually James Oben Okoro, then perhaps we can adopt the convention where we say it's James.Oben, okay? And then the last name, of course, would be Okoro, as before, so that the email address could be of this kind of format. I'm not sure whether you can all see that very clearly. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so the email address could be like this. So where you have a first name dot middle name and then the last name, then the email address would be james.oben.okoro@inbox.swiffen.com. The reason we're doing this is for consistency, so that people already know what their email address would be like and what their password might be like, so that once they receive that all-important notification that it's been activated, then they can go in immediately and change their password themselves, okay? We couldn't do this on a scalable fashion if everybody has to come to the support team to do it. That's why it's important to adopt a convention that everybody already knows, okay? And then when it gets to the processing team and the email box is created, then the team that is processing will just simply enter done here. And the person who is looking at the spreadsheet would automatically see that it has actually been done, because it will be a live spreadsheet that is shared between the processing team and the person who is in charge of coordinating that particular list. So they can open it on any particular day and they can see the ones that are done, okay? This is an example. This is what is happening right now in Bakoloko Kingdom, right? You see the list is getting longer and longer and longer and longer, you can see, as you can see here. Now, some of them have been processed and some haven't yet been processed. But once it is processed, and the email box is created and activated, then you just enter done. And they know at the other end instantly. With the spreadsheet, you don't need to send them a notification per se to the manager, but if the person is on Connect, then a notification can be sent to them on Connect, or a notification can be sent to their Swiften account once the update has been done. We want the registration process to be simple, smooth, and very swift. At the same time, we want the way that people access support to also be equally quick and swift. If you just simply want a password reset, you should be able to do that yourself. You don't need to come to the support team necessarily. Okay, in some cases, you might still have to, but like account, in the case of account, you still have to. But we want to make sure that people get the help at the time that they need the help. And the only way we can guarantee that is if the system is able to automatically generate some information that will help the person to get what they need. Okay, hence the importance of the mailbox. This is really, really important. I cannot overemphasize it. You saw yourself the quick demonstration that Sister Pauline made. Those emails do come in, and they come in quickly. But if you were using another third-party mail provider, there is a very good chance that it will be delayed, or there is a good chance that it might not come through. So it is incumbent on all of us to work together to make sure that we can achieve our two goals. One, for delivering access to everyone so that we can use our common instrument of exchanging value without anyone being left out.
Dr. Linus, can I just ask a question while you've got this page open?
Yes.
Please. I noticed at the bottom, don't take it off, that's fine. I noticed at the bottom you've got Senegal, okay?
Yes.
So this is like for Senegal.
This would be typically what Senegal would get at the national level.
Right. Now, I've got one like this, but for Ghana, okay?
Yes.
Right. Now, in Ghana, I just happen to have a JMO Coral. Okay, because it's possible. In Ghana, I've got a JMO Coral.
Yes, it is possible.
How are they going to differentiate between the Ghana James Coral and Senegal's James Coral? Because it's just going to be created. Now, Senegal doesn't know that there's a James in Ghana and vice versa. So how are we going to differentiate? Because in Ghana, they're still going to put James.Okoro, and it's going to come up as you have done here, and that's in Ghana, but we've also got the same in Senegal.
That's a very good question, Sister Pauline. Now, when you actually try, because the list will come in at different times, the first person that gets James.Okoro will be given it. The system will create the account. But when you then try to put another James Okoro, the system will say that the mailbox has already been created and it exists. There is absolutely no room for duplication, because then the messages cannot be delivered. Each box has to be unique. Okay, so in that sense, you can defer to the case where the new James Okoro that you are dealing with has a middle name. And then
but Ghana's not going to know that. And how is the operator, or how is it, because just in case Ghana gives out this information to their recipient, you like say, oh, this is what your email is going to be, but when it's actually created, it may be different because it's already been used.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. So perhaps what we could do is do the following. Where we actually insert.
I'm sorry to be a nuisance, but I can just see that happening.
You are absolutely right, Sister Pauline. So why don't we put middle name here?
Yeah.
Right?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Brother MB?
Yeah, I don't know, my line is terrible today, but what the line said is actually what will happen, in the sense that once the first James Okoro has been created, when a new list comes, say from Senegal now, and then there is James Okoro in Senegal, you try to create email address, it is not going to happen, right? And if it's not happening, the honors would also rest with the member in the support team who's creating the email, reaching out, either create, modifying the format, and because it's a live sheet, the leaders on the other side, the agents on the other side would see the update of the final email address.
Okay.
So the email address that is set here is like a default email address, right? At the end of the day, the system needs to accept it. If the system does not accept it, the onus rests on the support team member to look at it, triangulate, look at this member, go to their other accounts, check what names they have in their other account, and probably add a third name if there's no third name. In the case where the Linus is now saying, okay, let's put a middle name here, I still think we leave the middle name out for now. When the release comes and we have that kind of issue, the support team should rather have the latitude to go out and check and make sure that they can if they find a middle name. For some people it's just two names, right? For others they don't have a third name. Then the support team member will have to come up with a format that works, and that would make sense for the globalized structure that is in place. So that's what I think. Some of these things, we put them in place. The hope that we will not run into some of these issues, but these are issues that will be real, that would happen.
So therefore, are you saying that on the support team, Brother MB, that if I've got a James Okoro in Senegal, a James Okoro in Senegal, and a James Okoro in Ghana, two totally different places, and once I've tried to create the James Okoro in Ghana, and I cannot use that email because it's already been used, I can then come to this spreadsheet, and once I've looked at their other details, I can then come to this spreadsheet and modify it slightly, like adding the middle name or adding a letter from the middle name, and then the leader of that, the leader in Ghana will then see that, and that's the information he will pass on. Is that what you're trying to say? I just want to make sure I get it straight.
That is correct, Sister Pauline, yes.
Okay, and only the leaders will have access to this sheet, no one else.
Only the national leaders would have access to the national list. Okay. And the zonal leaders will have access to the zonal list and so forth.
Then take the middle name.
If it is aggregated,
take the middle name out. Take the middle name out. It's not necessary. Take it out. Just delete that. Delete that column. Yeah. Because then we can, the admin team can always add a middle name or an initial from the middle name to differentiate the difference. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Super. So I can stop sharing.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it is important to emphasize that this sheet is only applicable to bundles where multiple mailboxes are required. If you want to buy direct, then that's an individual purchase that you perform yourself, and it is only the person who submits the request for whom the mailbox can be created. You couldn't order for somebody else. If you want to order for somebody else, it has to be part of a bundle. Okay, so if you wanted to go into account, for example, and place an order and pay for Lumi, and pay in Lumi for your mailbox, you can only do that for yourself. You couldn't do that for somebody else. That's the protocol. It's important to do that. The reason why that is important is because We haven't made provision for you to submit the person's SWIFT ID, for example, that you are buying the mailbox for. We would need to have authority from the person whose account is to go in and update and change the email address, and so forth. So when you are placing a single order, it has to be only for your own account. You could not do that for somebody else, because there will be a name mismatch and the transaction will therefore be declined. The order will not be processed.
Thank you, Dr. Linus.
Thank you.
Brother Ambies, and it's something else you wanted to bring forward before we open for Q&A? Brother Ambi?
Yes, I think that's it. That's actually, those are the two things we wanted to focus on today. And we'll take a few questions. I'm actually going to be load shaded. So with Vincent, because he was one of the people who had questions from yesterday. Vincent, please go ahead. And guys, let's keep our questions short and sharp.
Okay, Vincent, can you unmute yourself, please? Vincent Okoro.
Good evening, everyone in the house.
Greetings, sir. How can we help you? And can you be direct with your question, please?
I'm sorry I entered this meeting late because I didn't come back in time. Before I could hook up, it was late already. Just my same question of if one have received email created by the system as shown in the spreadsheet, and now the message have been sent to SWIFT in message box. Now, I will like if the house will demonstrate how the receiver can go into the message, retrieve this mailbox, and make it to be effective in future use.
Okay, that's a very good question, Vincent. Sister Pauline, do you want to show an example of one of the mailboxes, like the test that we were looking at earlier on?
Okay. Yes, sure.
Just how to log in.
Right. So if I share my screen very quickly, and I'll go back to where I was before. Okay. Now you can go into your SWIFT account. So log into account. Right, so let me log into my, what's going on here? So I'll log into my SWIFT account. Okay, so this is your personal SWIFT account. Now you will go under personal and you'll see the words messages. Okay.
Yes.
Messages. You will see the word inbox, or if you've got a message there, you would say you have one unread message. Okay. So you can go, I probably don't have anything in mind because I clean mine out on a regular basis. You would have one unread message. You would click on that message. So if I was to, if this was the account that I created today, if that was for me, okay, if that was for me and it was sent to me on my message, it will be here. And then you will go in and it will have your username and your password.
Yes.
Okay. So all you need to do is highlight it, or how you want to do it. Copy it. You highlight it, or you could write it in, like it would be test Pauline or whatever. It will be test, and then you'll have the password, which is also test. It's just what it is. In my case, it will be Pauline Martin pauline.martin@inbox.swiffin.com. That is my username.
Sister Pauline, which Swiffin ID do you have? You have open there on the.
This is my personal one.
Okay, so what Sister Pauline is saying is that